Greetings! We are back once more with the cold ruins of Lastlife. It's awesome. There's like actual campaign stuff happening. I cannot be more pleased. I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is my channel. We'll go around and just introduce everyone. I'm playing Gregor, a somewhat intangible paladin. It's mostly intangible through armor. Who is also he/him, and I'm going to go counterclockwise this time. Lloyd, hello.
Hello, everyone. I am Lloyd. I'll be playing the Legionnaire. He is a conglomerate of souls put together into one form that doesn't know what he's doing or where he is, but he doesn't like it, and they want to get out.
Excellent. And Rachel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel. I use she/her pronouns. Today, as always, I am playing Sivna, the hunter, who uses they/them pronouns, and they're raising a war band / army / just a nice group of dead people to hang out with, hopefully.
As one does.
As one does.
As one does, typically. Excellent. And now we shall hand things over to our GM, Mathias. Hello.
Hi, I'm Mathias. I use he/him. And yeah, last time we had a couple of things develop. We had some fairly revealing moves happen. We learned quite a bit about the history of what had come before the cold ruins of Lastlife that we're finding ourselves in right now. One of those things was we got to see Sivna meet Klein, right? That was last time, or was it? No, that was last time, not the time before. An old companion. And I think they convinced and showed Klein that they were who they said they were, right? How did that encounter actually go? How do you remember that, Rachel? Do you?
The encounter was I told Klein about how when he died, I was like, he doesn't remember the fact that because he was dead, that I was the one who like buried him here.
Yeah.
I was the one who took the care to like lay the stones of the cairn and like wrap him in his burial wrappings and make sure he was all snuggy in his tomb.
And at the same time, we learned, or we noticed and learned how, like, I don't know, like about a dozen of other undead had risen out of the bog to stand watch around you two. Apparently also former battle mates. How should we call them? Something like that.
I don't know. They're like, because we weren't necessarily soldiers.
No, yeah, but at least they fell in battle.
Yeah, fallen warriors.
Fallen warriors, yeah. And they once again in their undead apparently continue to follow Sivna along with Klein. And that's how Sivna went on to seek out the other burial mounds that they could find in the Mired Land.
The one woman that I how do you say resurrected is maybe not the best way to say it. I woke Alva, who was
Alva,
a compatriot of mine.
Yeah, Alva, the heart and soul of the band. That's how I remember her when she was alive. And she recognized Sivna immediately. So there's like this in the inner circle around Sivna, we kind of learned there's this strange thing going on. Like it's definitely Sivna and Ava who were personally closer to each other. That's kind of the impression that I got. But we also know that Sivna and Klain had the responsibility for someone to raise. Someone who Klain now thinks they...
the two of us should have killed.
Yeah, the two of them should have not allowed to live.
And I can't remember the name of the child, except that it was a girl.
Yeah. And at the same time, we had Gregor and Auden, who basically were just trying to wrestle with the fact that they died and materialized again at the last place that they rested. Now, but that also led to some. I think that led to some. You learn things about each other, right? Especially Gregor, I believe.
There were the player is having trouble remembering as well, but so it's it's just like his character. There was something where we did sort of there was something that I was looking for signs in as I was trying to get back in touch with the Eidolon. And something indicated there was something surrounding Auden or something about Auden that was important, and now
wrong.
Yes, that's right. It's like, which of these things does not belong here? Wait, what? And so that was kind of an impression, but then there was also like, I think there was something also about potential for
I think fairly important what happened also was that Gregor, we learned that you're also blessed, or at least, well, you took the cleric advancement basically,
yes,
to get cleric spells for your paladin. So yes, that implies that you're much much closer tied in with the faith of following the Eidolon.
Yes.
Then
sort of, I feel it was sort of like repledging himself in a way, as was kind of like trying to, as he was sort of trying to find himself. Okay, how do we normally think about things like that? Wait, there are processes in place that I was taught by the church. Hold on, and kind of bringing that back. Yeah, I took the paladin move that gives you access to cleric spells, basically. And that the divine favor, I think it is, and so yeah, basically so he now has a few cleric abilities as well, and has remembered some things about we remembered a few things about the religion itself and sort of how they view the Eidolon and how it manifests in the world, as I recall.
Yeah, we talked quite a bit about that part.
Yeah.
And then you were picked up by Brethra and her riders.
Yes.
Brethra, who's obviously of the same order as Gregor is. And Brethra, who recognized Gregor as her brother. So we're actually not 100% sure if it's brother in the orderly sense or in the related sense.
Yes.
Or if there's a difference. Who knows? Yeah.
And even we're not sure at this point, really.
Yep.
And we had sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
I remember there was a flashback involving involving Brethra, and it's like apparently there were conversations that I had where I couldn't see the person before, and I think now it's like some of those Gregor is assuming those conversations were with Brethra.
Yeah, and I think the important point about those flashbacks were that both of you realizing, oh yeah, no, you used to give direction to them. Right? You had a leadership role with them.
Yeah.
And the only thing they were wary of by meeting you here was basically Auden. And Auden's kind of been put under like direct supervision of Brethra.
Yeah.
On Charlie's insistence that Auden be annoying to Brethra.
Well, she put herself in. She decided to do that, and that actually I think might have been that's a good way to try to gain her trust, if nothing else. So
that's true. Yeah. So lots of like introspective world building that happened last time, and a couple of moving parts. Now, before we jump into this session, let's review your bonds, if they need to be like adjusted or if they are all right the way they're written. Yeah, Gregor, do you want to start?
Sure. Shall I go through all three of them?
Sure.
All right. So the Legionnaire and I once believed in the same ideals in the days before the end. We have diverged now, and I no longer understand them. So that's that one.
Do you feel that's still applicable?
Yeah, I haven't met the Legionnaire yet, so haven't quite. We're not there yet. There to figure it out yet. Let's see. For Auden, yes, those of you watching, yes, unfortunately Charlie could not make it. It's around the holidays, so these things happen. But for Auden, I have died again in Auden's service. She is clearly very important to me. I must find out why. And I don't think that quite happened. Started working toward it, didn't quite get there, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then finally, Sivna has forgotten their place in the Celestial Order. I will help them realize their potential. Which is the thing that I talked about with Brethra, but of course we haven't encountered Sivna again yet.
That might be interesting.
Yes.
I'm going to break your kneecaps.
But I just regrew them.
Yeah, and that's...
You don't have kneecaps, it's fine. You're just some armor.
Yeah, that's true. They're not real kneecaps.
I'm going to break the armor kneecaps off of your shin armors.
I don't break my knee greaves.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to break those.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I have to look up the term for knee armor. It's bugging me. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you want to continue, Sivna? As you were.
Oh, yeah, of course. So my bonds with Auden, is Auden's power is a formidable but dangerous weapon. I will help her hone the edge of this sword or otherwise dull its edge if she cannot find control. My bond with Gregor is deluded as to me and what I am. I will find and show him the truth of my history. And my bond with the Legionnaire was the Legionnaire knows more about me and my life when I was alive than I do. I will get them to tell me. But ever since the revelation from last session, I find that is no longer the case. So I have no bond with Legionnaire right now. Sorry.
Yeah, Sivna had a level, like a memory level up on the memory track. So they remembered who they were in life. Which is a thing you can do in this game. You should remember who you are. Or were.
Remember who you are. Okay, sorry. That's
quite all right. And welcome back, Lloyd. The Legionnaire. Tell us about their bonds.
None of my bonds have changed because I've literally met one person in my bond list. I'm really sorry.
Well, give us a reminder. That's
Well, my bond with Aldwin, if she's not here, she does not trust me in the terrible things we did to them in the days before the end. We do not blame them. Because we did horrible things to her back in the day. And we're really sorry about it.
People have histories.
But that's then, this is now. With Sivna, it's they still seem to believe that the world today is as it was in the days before the end. We will educate them about the truth of the new world. And with Gregor, he and us shared a bloodline in the days before the end. We choose to believe that bond still matters.
That's going to be so interesting in light of what's recently happened.
Yeah, that is very good. And last we saw the Legionnaire was coming to rest and settling down as they found themselves rematerialized. Hanging where they hung before. And this time they freed themselves and got away from the ruined mansion and strode across the great slope that led down into the lands until they found a place where they found other hollows that were just apathetic and standing there, and joined them for rest. So I think, considering that, this counts as a rest, so you get half of your max HP back.
Can I have 2 rests?
Nope.
Can I just stay there and then just be like, have a lion, love, it's fine.
You can certainly try to stay there and see if nothing happens.
Can I have a lion, please? We have a lion.
Roll back over. Just give it another century. You'll be fine.
Mom, I don't want to go sleep. Fine. Half my health.
+1, obviously. And the other question is, did you have a level up or a level up to take?
Nope.
I'm not sure.
I do not have a level up to take.
Okay, you're 2 XP. No. So let me...
I already leveled up
4
last
XP.
session.
Yeah, you're 4 XP away for the next one, yeah. Okay. Well... I mean, what this rest represents is you basically coming to terms with basically just digesting what happened. But as you do that, you do have the option. Are you just staying here longer, like giving up?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm here, but it's a place to go. Injuries be damned. We must have something to do or somewhere to be. So we need to find out what's going on. So we need to leave. The manor is a bust. So I need to look at the lantern in front of me and pick one to go, preferably one where all the players are.
Yeah. So there's 2 exactly, right? You're among like some other hollows here, but they obviously have made the other choice. Here. And you pull yourself from that lethargy and from that from those ruins, and that sounds to me like you're trying to discern what to do or where to go.
Yeah, that's a pretty good assumption of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that failure roll. Let's do this.
yeah, let's study the runes.
All right, study the runes. Oh boy, here we go. All right, Lloyd, just roll, just one positive roll in this game, just one. It's all. I'm not asking for many, just one. Come on. All right, just click it and
That's a 7.
I'll take it. I'll take a 7.
So on a hit, mark radiance.
Sweet.
Those are the golden little bubbles.
Gotcha.
Or the top one.
Oh my god, I did it! I made a roll. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you got it. And on a 7 to 9, ask one.
I need to find my way out. So I need to find out where to go. So probably the best question would be, what happened here recently? Because there may be some kind of tracks of something that was here. Maybe
Yes.
other people, just like the woman I met. I think it was a woman, or was it a man? They didn't give me the agenda. I didn't want to be rude.
You mean downstairs?
Yeah.
Or yeah, yeah. They didn't give you the agenda. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not quite sure what they were. So I don't want to be rude about it. So I'm like, they existed here. That means others must exist here. So let's find them, and maybe there will be a bit more.
Maybe this is like in part what would like pulls you out of the lethargy. Like you see a couple of signs of someone having been here more recently. And as you follow them, and as the world is kind of suspended in time, it's not like tracks just like vanish necessarily, just like that. If you leave behind tracks, they'll be there for a while because there's nothing alive to basically aid in washing them away. And yeah, that's the track of what you can judge to be 4 people who have come by here. Or rather, 3 people who came here, 4 people who left.
All right, then. Let's go find them.
And these tracks lead down into the Mayan land as you follow them. And I think it's not... Well... I think we follow you a while until you come upon a cliffside where an old river frozen in, like actually frozen, falls off into like a frozen waterfall. And as you move down there, you find a campsite that's been visited recently, and where those 4 tracks are joined by the signs of dozens of riders, or a good dozen riders. Yeah.
Looking at the tracks of a dozen riders, do they lead anywhere else? Because that's more people I can meet. Yeah,
I think they definitely lead down into that swampland that you saw before you.
Well, deep breath. Cross our hands. We'll follow the tracks of the riders.
Gregor, do you remember last time the thing that one of Brethra's riders showed you and warned you about, or Brethra herself? I'm not sure if I remember correctly. The little screaming sausage thing.
Yes, the little screaming dachshund maybe type.
Yeah.
the death dachshund. I do recall it, and they said that there was a much bigger one somewhere.
Yeah, indeed. So you're moving into fully back into the mild land again, and quickly the terrain becomes such that basically you all have to lead your horses by the reins, and so you're slowed down to a crawl. That's what it feels like if you're riders, right? It's basically as fast as anybody could go through these lands, unless you wanna risk mount and rider, obviously. These are the ground is treacherous. It's slow going. Like every now and then someone actually sinks in up to their knee and needs to pull out their knee again.
Yeah, I don't think that rushing it is going to be a good idea here, because obviously we want to, we have a very important thing we need to do as soon as we can here, but at the same time it's been long enough that getting ourselves killed yet again is probably not going to be helpful.
And it's some time until you reach that very first mound where there's still the signs of battle in front of it, right? The ruined cadavers of those that you killed, that are sticking out of the swamp, that their legs.
Yes.
There's no sign of Sivna here.
Okay.
What do you do? I think you're inspecting, right?
Yeah.
You lead up to the little crypt, with Brethra behind you, who's okay, kind of following you expectantly.
Yeah.
She seems to be waiting on you to take the lead.
So I will. Are any of those blades that they had set aflame still with any of the corpses? And I don't expect them to still be burning, but I mean, if were their swords still there?
Yeah, this sounds like you're studying the ruins.
Yeah, I'm just trying. The only reason is just I don't have all I've got is a giant ice pick right now, so I'm looking to see if I can, if I can pick up something that'll be a little better. I shall study the ruins. I got an 8.
Yeah, so mark radiance. And are you asking me if what here can be made into something useful and new?
Yeah, actually, that would be. Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah. Which one is radiance? I'm sorry, is it above or below?
The above one, the gold.
Cool.
Yeah.
Getting close.
Yeah, I mean, you can find one of their lances. I think there's something you and it takes just a little work. I think you actually need to break off one of its ends to make it useful for you.
Okay. If that's if that's not going to take too long, then I'll do that before we go into the tomb. But if it looks like okay, so I'll just do a quick job on it just so that I've got an actual blade, and I will start heading toward the tomb and start sort of signal caution as just indicate that I just didn't make it inside, so I will proceed and see what's there.
Yeah, Brother like draws a weapon and follows you. I think without a word, really. I think there's little talk anyways among the undead. In part, like, it's not like that the light source in the sky is moving, so it never feels like time is actually passing.
It's weird.
Yeah, so you move in and I mean, the crypt is empty.
So do a quick search, and looks like we don't turn up anything, presumably. Well, there are no people here. I think that's really what we're looking for. So,
yeah, it is frustrating. There's no one here.
Okay.
Brother is like, it looks like it was always this way.
They were. I had thought what they wanted was here, or they were guarding this. I have a thought. I'm going to head back out of the tomb, and I'm going to look for the body. One of the bodies of one of the that I dispatched, or at least actually all I need is a head, really.
I'm debating if you're digging into the mulch. You might be.
I could be. I don't know. I wasn't really. Well, it was frozen over. Is it still frozen over, or is it not frozen over anymore?
I mean, it is, but we also know that the mild land around here, like Sivna was pulled into it at one point. Like this land here wants to swallow things up.
Sure.
Like this is not like where before where we just saw the Legionnaire who could follow tracks, because those tracks never vanished. That's not what this terrain is like.
Yeah.
My question here is, what are you hoping to find by getting at one of those heads? What are you getting at?
I am going to speak with Dead on it. And well, actually, come to think of it, no. If I have to now, logic has suddenly entered my brain for just a moment. It only happens for fleeting moments at a time. If the head is buried, it would not have seen what happened. It occurs to me. So I don't.
And that I mean, the move says when you dig into the mulch of the mild land.
Yeah.
But I don't think that actually applies here. If you're just going for that head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So
I don't think so.
Yeah, if it's a thing where it's like their bodies had ended up sinking in before they would have seen.
I think you can get at them and cast your spell.
Yeah.
Tell us how this looks.
Yeah, I may as well give it a shot and just see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me pull the spell up again just so that I can see how I want to flavor this. Whoa, wrong thing. Sorry, ignore that. I did not mean to roll that. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. So let me pull this up over here.
That's you passing up on an XP. I mean,
understandable, but I need to get it honestly.
All right.
I know, much though I know so the XP. Okay, so let's see. Where am I? Under speak with dead. Corpse converses with real answer. Any three questions because of knowledge of the gain to death. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm essentially hunching down, and I pass my hands over the corpse of one of these skeletal creatures. And in a pattern that, as it comes away, starts to form the sort of little sort of connected constellation type, same type of pattern I had when I tried to do it before in front of the horse.
Yes.
In this sort of light icy blue pattern hovering in the air above it. And I pull it, and I pull it out and slowly I draw it out and have it descend down into the creature and hopefully cause their eyes to light up for just a moment and see if I make contact. Shall I cast?
Sure, yes.
All right. Haha!
Yeah, and 10 plus, I think, yeah, there's like...
And I get 3 questions, it says. Sorry.
It takes like a tense moment, and then it's like... as like flames erupt in its eyes. And it like... I think the entire fracture of what amounts to its head kind of like lifts out of the... out of the bog water. What questions do you ask it?
And I think as I'm leaning toward it, and my eyes are also burning kind of in time with theirs, and as this spell is going on, my voice is echoing a little more than it usually does. And I will say, after our conflict, what did those who remained do?
They killed the Lady of Ice. And then left together.
Okay, that's slightly disturbing.
I'm not lying.
Oh no, they're not. They're not. Which way did they? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, which way did they go?
South.
Okay. And my last question is, who were you guarding?
We guarded the tomb of Klein. Here's a question. Do you remember something about Klein? Is Klein a figure from scriptures?
Oh, that's right. Klein is contemporary with Sivna.
Sivna, yeah.
Okay, hang on.
So that's like, oh yeah, well,
yeah, Klein.
And I think because what the head is saying is, we guarded the tomb of Klain. Klain? Klain, the guardian of Seraph.
Okay. So, quick quick last session question, if I may. Did Seraph did Rebecca and I kind of come to the conclusion that Sivna was the guardian of Seraph? Or am I thinking of a different meaning of Seraph?
How do you mean?
Well, I'm assuming... Well, actually, no, I'm making an assumption. Maybe I shouldn't make that assumption. For some reason, in my head, I'm equating Seraph with the angel.
Whoever would do that?
I know! Why? Why would I ever think to do that? Because, I mean, just because, you know, it kind of means it in in a lot of ways. You know, just a silly thought. But I guess it could. So as not to overly complicate this. That's kind of just where my brain is going. So that gives me two competing narratives here, basically in Gregor's head, and so.
Which are maybe expand on them for a moment.
Well, so what that I think will mean then is that. Is that if Gregor currently believed that he remembered that Sivna was the guardian to who was supposed to awaken the angel, then I think in this memory, which may turn out to be false, I think that that Klain might be, just to create more unnecessary drama, an opposing adversarial guardian of some kind, or the like a guardian set to bar the way of the angel by an adversary of some kind.
Okay, so am I reading this right? You're saying Sivna was the guardian of the angel in a parental sense? In a sense of upbringing, while Klain was a guardian in the sense of, oh, I'm the prison ward. Well, what do you mean?
Kind of, yeah. Klain, and this again is just how Gregor is justifying the two competing narratives. This is not necessarily the truth, but he's now thinking that Klain was the jailer, whereas Sivna was pledged to protect and awaken the angel, basically.
Cool. It sounds like you're trying to remember a memory from before.
Yeah.
Or whatever that move is called.
Remember a thing from stuff where there are things and also stuff. Recall a lost memory. There we go.
Yes.
Let's try that. Do you need more, or should I go ahead and roll?
It depends. If you want to make more true, then tell us more about this. But
I kind of like leaving it a little vague right now. That's okay. As far as the who the adversary is, we're not sure. But It's just the idea that Klein was had jailed the angel at the behest of the adversary, whoever that may be. So if I'll go ahead then and do the thing.
Do the thing.
And
that's an 8. You get first. You get to mark 1 memory.
Excellent.
And your recollection is either inaccurate or incomplete. You get to choose.
Oh. I think this time I'm going to say that it's inaccurate.
Nice.
We've got it all wrong.
Yeah. But this is what you tell Brethra as well. Like what do you?
I think. Well, it's. I feel like it sort of is another one of those things where it's like we don't know exactly what it means, and then we kind of make it up on the spot to a certain extent. But it's like So I will ask: was Klein not the guardian of Seraph? Was Klein not Seraph's placed as Seraph's jailer in a sense by the adversary?
Brethra is right. I do not know. I think this is where we cut. Sivna, how's your merry band doing? What's that like?
How merry is it is really the question.
Well, I think we're talking about at least like something like 50, 60 undead that are following you now.
Mm-hmm. That's merry enough for Sivna. They're going to what are they looking for? Is the question that I'm asking. Because I've got my main, like my right hand person. I'm going to I think we're gonna make camp kind of. We're going to on one of these like atolls, like the knolls of the land where it rises up a little bit out of the muck, and set a fire to be around, and I sit with my legs folded as well as they will. It doesn't look natural the way that I end up having to do it, but I sit on the ground and I place my palms on the ground, and I lean my head back and I look up to the sky, and I'm going to communion of whispers to look for some sort of guidance as to where and what I should do with this.
Okay.
True. So a little bit of...
Yes, very good. That's an XP.
Yes. Perfect. And with that, I can level up again.
Yeah. I think we had this once before that you reached into the spirits in the ground to communicate with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this happens here again. And you're like, or at first they feel like hesitant, and then you reach further and demand their attention. And they're frozen and scared. And that feeling grips you to your soul as well, like being exposed to them. What could hurt them? And we'll see what they might tell you or what they might warn you of. Before this happens, though, Legionnaire, you're marching into the Mayan land. First of all, what I need you to do is, when you enter the Mayan land, roll plus con. That's a thing you're pretty good at, I assume.
I'm all right. I'm not the best. Could be better. No, when I roll a 4, I'm not the best.
Yeah, that's Snake Eyes. Okay, all right. On a miss, so when you enter the Might Land, roll plus con. On a miss, mark the debility sick. What is? I think this is your immense. I think that's just your immensity that you bring with you. In the Mired Land, you're leaving like footprints that are this big and sink in like half a meter, and then like they fill up with mucky water, and that's how you're like, yeah.
Can we have it go all the way so my body is collecting the dust and the filth? So it's like all the way up, like all over me, it's just covered in mud and gunk. And because my insides are hollow, even though it's got spirits in it, it's clogging up their insides. Would that also work?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, let's not stick to feet. Let's go all the way. So I'm just completely caked in this muck, and I'm just swimming through it.
And that's how, like, yes, that's perfect. Because there's suddenly like one of the undead mares that are rearing up, right? And Gregor, like someone's calling out, and like dropping from their horse, and landing into the swamp, and someone else yelling, "We're being attacked!"
Yeah, no, I will. Hearing that, just sort of looking what direction that's coming from.
There is like a swamp beast that's pulling itself like out of the muck itself, and I think it reaches up and like grabs the horse saddle and like kind of like pulls the horse down into the muck and uses the horse to get itself up again and find like something that's like more firm to pull itself up. Yeah. What do you do?
Okay.
What do you? Yeah.
Does it have the horse right now, or did the horse get away? I wasn't clear.
I think the horse kind of like suppressed underneath it.
Oh, it's pressed underneath it. So this thing is clambered up and is lying on a horse?
Well, it's using like one arm and has like forced the horse down, and the horse didn't have any hold on the land.
So it's like, oh man, okay, yeah, I get it.
It's fine.
It's like a reverse Atreyu situation.
Oh my god,
it's fine.
In future, this battle maneuver was to be called the reverse Artax. So yes, run forward.
Do you recognize the Legionnaire at all? Because you haven't yet seen them at all in this land, right? And now it's like a swamp caked atrocity.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, there's like a mud golem or something attacking us.
Yes, exactly.
So I will. Thankfully, I know the horse doesn't need to breathe, but it does need purchase. So I'm gonna just basically run forward, and I don't know if its head is up to be able to see me or not. But I'm going to have my blade out, and I will do that thing. I will do the paladin thing. Hang on, there's a paladin thing that I did earlier that I don't know if I can do to other PCs, but I am going to find out. Let's see. Nope, that's for NPCs. Never mind. So I will say
fictionally you can still do this. Yeah.
Fictionally, I will be doing something similar to the I am the law thing, where I just sort of bring the blade down toward its arm for just a moment, and I say, "Hold, creature." Again, my voice echoing.
So as I pull myself down, this poor horse, whom I feel bad for, Alicia doesn't really give a shit, is being pushed down, and we sort of stand there, we sort of lift our heads up, and we see this sword in front of us. And we look up past the sword to the person holding it, being our first time seeing Gregor. And we exclaim, "If you wish to use the sword, I would advise you do so carefully. For if you fail your swing, I will crush you where you stand."
Now, I imagine that voice might sound familiar. Maybe.
Depends. Have you met the Legionnaire before?
When I was alive, I met a piece. I think I met part of the Legionnaire before when I was alive. It's kind of the question.
And as I'm sort of done, I look up. As we say this, we sort of pause and we go, "You." And that's it, just you.
Do I know you?
And then we pull ourselves up in full height, and then we just sort of full on stretch and look down as we like go into our full body, like slightly more tiring. We're all quite tall, aren't we? I feel like we're all about quite tall people, but like because I'm the Legion, I'm that extra big, and sort of like try and rustle up all the muck off me and failing miserable because we can't get it all off. And we look down and we're like, "It matters not. Where are we?"
You're in the mired lands. And I say cautiously, I've stepped back a little bit because I'm not sure whether they're going to... They haven't attacked yet, so I'm sort of like, okay.
Were you the ones who camped by the frozen waterfall?
Yes. What of it?
Did you come from the fallen manor?
And now the back of my head, I'm thinking, this creature might have been sent by the person that attacked us. And so I take up a defensive stance, and I say, we did.
Did you fight the mother of all wars?
Okay, the question then becomes if that triggers any memories, because that sounds like something that Gregor would have heard of.
No, that's not the question. In this game, you always decide.
I always just say stuff. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. I apologize.
That's the funny thing, right?
I keep forgetting I can just say stuff, and it's like, yes. Yeah, that's really what it's all about, and then it can turn out to be wrong. It's totally antithetical to my to my horribly insecure upbringing, but I digress. Anyway, so yeah, basically, the mother of all limbs, like, just
What do you know of the mother? And this is Brethra, who steps to the side behind Gregor, also with her blade pulled.
We turn our heads towards him, acknowledging him for the first time, and we go, we know she is buried beneath the manor where she belongs, under scores upon scores of water, and may she rest there for all eternity, as far as I am concerned.
You have met the queen? And the way she pronounces queen, communicates all, she doesn't hold any, what do you call it?
It's
reverence or right?
And reverence, yes.
Something like the queen. It's the queen.
Yes.
Yeah,
almost spitting into the swamp. She doesn't hold any reverence for that.
We looked down and we're like, we slew the queen. May she rest in peace and all the pieces that are left. But it is not who I seek. I seek a creature, the one whom I am now bound to, for freeing me from that cell. They did not give me a name. They did not give me a form. But they were within the manor. Who else within the manor have you met?
Did you break through a wall in the manor?
Yes.
I do know you.
Good. Now take that sword away from our face, if you do not wish to take it from us.
I just sort of look at it, and I just sort of look back to you, and I just slowly lower it, saying,
trick question, bam!
Ah! I say, if you are who I think you are, this sword would do me no good in any case.
We are grateful that you understand.
There was, yes. We were told that you did not survive, that you fell into a chasm.
Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Excellent line.
And I think that's when a terrible shriek echoes across the land, and it's like some of the band here, almost involuntarily, pull together and flinch, and you all instinctively turn your gaze southward, where that's coming from. As Sivna, the thing the spirits around here were so afraid of are upon your little host. And I think the one who shakes you out of your trance is the fiddler, and the fiddler is like, they're here for me, they're coming. And we hear that screech again, and it's much closer, and it's it goes down into the depths of your bones and wants to paralyze you, and it does so as you stand up and turn around, and you're at the top of the mound here, and you see what looks like a pack throw itself at your little host, with your guards and your band that you've gathered here. They can almost not respond to the screeching sound that they give off. you're being attacked by the screaming centaurs.
Love it.
This is what they look like.
Ah.
They're basically just a body, 4 limbs, and a mouth. And they scream.
They scream.
And the undead have a hard time actually like not being paralyzed when they do that scream. What the first one or the first 3 of them do is they throw themselves onto one of them, one of your people, and they start like just eating him or them, ripping them apart and like gulching them down. And I think this is where we take our break.
Ah, excellent. Cool.
Lovely.
Very exciting, very exciting. Awesome. Well, folks, we will be back shortly, like 5-10 minutes. See you soon. Hello, we are back. And ready for more drama and despair. It is going to be glorious.
Well, what do you do, Gregor and Legionnaire, as you hear those screams echo over the land? I think it's Brethra who calls out, "It's those beasts, the ones that tried to attack us."
Have they been giving you trouble?
They took one of our own.
Sorry, go on, finish.
And belched out their spawn afterwards.
We'll look towards the distance, then we'll look towards Gregor, then we'll look towards the crew, then we'll look back down towards Gregor again, who's like right there, down towards Gregor, and we'll do this. Our debt is paid from now, and then I'll charge those monsters.
Nice. It's gonna be it's a bit of a distance, you can tell, but it's cool. Yeah. It's not like you're running out of breath.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already covered in marks, so let's just go.
Yeah. And you, Gregor, are you following in step or?
It's one of those things. I just sort of I look. I just sort of shrug. A light smile comes across my face, and I said, "Yes, I think they're in there. Yes, I think he's in there." I just sort of turn and just I will just sort of and I'll nod and I will just sort of bring the sword around and start moving in that direction. I think. Well, I mean, if it's when you say great distance, do you mean that it's
just you can just tell from the sound and how it's echoing. You can't see far because of all the fumes and gases and mist that waver across the land here.
Okay.
It sounds like the screams come from far away in a sense.
All right.
But they come from a distinct direction in the south.
Oh, okay. Well, that's where we were wanting to head anyway. So, going to just basically turn to sort of look, and I'm just going to sort of, without even speaking, just sort of gesture that what I think we should do is to head in this direction. Basically, like just head in this direction and start walking that way, and presumably, whoever there may be one or two folks may remain behind long enough to attempt to extract the horse, but that's up to them.
Sivna, your people are being attacked, and they can't quite seem to be able to defend themselves.
I'm going to. I draw my bow, and I say, "Soldiers, draw your weapons. You're being attacked. You need to defend yourselves." And I'm going to shoot a couple of arrows and hope that they find purchase in the right flesh.
Yeah, give me some.
Wow. Oh.
Okay. Where's that -1 coming from?
Oh, that's from my failed roll for Communion of Whispers. It says effect on a miss, you take -1 forward.
Okay, well, at least that's the perfect roll to get rid of -1. Rolling snake eyes. Yes. I think you give off shots. Do give me your damage roll. Like your shots hit. That's not a question here. Okay. And nice. Yeah. I think you actually fell one of the beasts with 10. It's definitely what happens. So it topples over, and like the other two that were like starting to gorge themselves on your companion, right? Like they're eyeless, earless, potentially senseless heads whip into your direction, and they bound straight towards you. What do you do?
I'm going to get out of the way. I think Sivna sees what they're doing. And I'm going to like do kind of like a shoot and like roll kind of thing.
Yeah, give me a divide into dexterity.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, how do you manage to like avoid both of them? Because that's the thing here, right? They don't come at you at the same time because they're moving like animals would. So the first one comes at you, and when you roll out of its way, its charge, right? The second one would be able to adjust. How do you get out of its way?
I think at the last second, so like I roll out of the way of the first one, and then at the last second, I just drop to the ground, and it just runs like right over me, and then I stand up.
It does this thing when like a predator misses its mark, and it just crashes into the ground and topples over.
And I say, Alva, Klein, get behind me.
Yeah, I think they're at your side. This is when those two creatures whip around again towards you. Have you like changed weapons, or are you drawing the next arrow?
I'm drawing the next arrow.
Okay. Yeah, you have an opportunity to do something here. What do you do?
Wait, no, then the one isn't close enough to me, is it, for me to get any bits of it? But when the other one passed by me, could I have tried to like grab at it or like cut off any bits of it?
Maybe on its next pass. If you tell me to try that, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just roll volley. Nice. So I'm gonna roll my damage.
Nice. Yeah, that kills the second one. What does this look like? And it's you've got you probably it's probably +1, but it doesn't really matter here because you have Klein and Evne working with you.
Alva. Awesome.
Alva.
So yeah, the way it looks is it turns to me. Obviously, its mouth is open and gaping, and I draw my arrow back and I release it, and it hits it through the top of its palate. That's where the first one hits, I think, because it's not like.
Yeah, and I think one arrow isn't enough to kill it, actually.
Yeah.
It keeps coming at you.
Yeah, so the first arrow hits it through its open mouth, and then it's like, just like a bunch hit it all in the same like area, like kind of like a bullseye on a target, where it's just like bam, 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 right into its cranium. Then it is, as it's running, it like, it's moving, and then it falters on itself and dies mid-step. Dies.
Yeah, and comes like to rest at you, like the tip of your. Are you wearing sandals? That's what is that, or like a?
I don't know. It's if I'm wearing boots or shoes or anything, it's hard to tell if it's my feet or like leather.
Yeah, because it's become one
very similar texturally.
Yeah. It comes to rest, like its head, its unmoving head, then comes to rest at like the tip of your foot. And I think that's when the remaining of those three, right? I think around you is like chaos, like your other ones are fighting. That's when like the of those three, the last one just like screams at you, and this is like a scream that threatens to tie you to the spot to freeze you. I will definitely need a defy danger. Plus, what's it called? Yeah, plus wisdom, but don't roll yet. I want to know if Gregor and the Legionnaire make it here. And I think Legionnaire to make it here in time, that's a defy danger. Constitution? Yeah, I think so.
If only I wasn't covered in sick. Oh, I hate this swamp. It's the worst.
Gregor can help you though if you want to.
I mean, he's coming, right? I mean, Gregor, you are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. If I see the Legionnaire faltering at all or needing assistance, I will try to give a hand up, or if that's a thing I can do.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you do.
Just about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what happens here. I think you threaten to like sink into the muck again, and you know how that's going to go and how slow and how disorientating that will be when you feel like Gregor's hand like grab onto one of your armor plates on your back, and with like a lot of strain, like pull you out again and with him, and then that's how you gain momentum again.
Oh, cool.
When suddenly one of these things pounces you. Let's say roll 2d6, and the better one of those is doing damage to you.
Okay. Oh, can I? Oh no, let's see. That all you got doesn't really work. So I'm not standing still as a punishment. So just roll 2d6, right?
Yeah.
Swear to God, if you kill me again before I even get to the thing, again. I'm so mad.
So that's 3. Mm-hmm. But armor counts here, so.
Oh, thank goodness for that, because that means I take almost nothing. Almost.
And then, but then this hits you too as well. The thing that it pounces you, right, flips off, and then like all around you, they scream. I need a defy danger wisdom from everyone.
Me too?
Yes.
Already got mine queued up, so I'm just gonna. I got 9. Love that.
Yeah! Still here.
Yeah, you all do it. On a so you two that had a 7 to 9. So what you experience, and Legionnaire, what you like, or what everybody experiences is this is like paralyzing, and you see other undead like just like grabbing their head and like stopping whatever they were doing and like completely losing track of what's happening around them. One one thing, Sivna, that you notice is you can act, but you see that the fiddler is like, he's like running away. He's like straight out booking it now, while these creatures are entangled with your band, right?
I need to stay and protect my band first, right?
Yeah, well, it's your decision.
No. That's what
Oh,
what
yeah.
Sivna would think is
Mhm.
making sure that I can't just abandon the whole my whole band just to go after one person when we're in the middle of battle.
You might as well. We've been doing it all game. Just do it. Just do it. Just go. We'll be fine.
No.
Just go after him. It's fine. We got this.
No, Sivna's not gonna. That's not their thing. That's not their way. They're gonna stand their ground and protect the people. That they do everything they can to protect the people here at this moment.
And Legionnaire, what happens to you is like you're like, for one moment you like hesitate, and then it's enough for that beast to charge at you again, and like you two go like tumbling into the mud, and you lose track of your broadsword. You're like now infighting with this, like just snapping.
Well, to be honest, I don't have a weapon, so it's fine.
Well, you have a broadsword written down on your sheet.
Oh yeah, I found one, didn't I? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, the weapons. Sorry, I need to correct that.
Mhm.
The weapon on there is not a weapon I started with. That's the weapon my game gave me. But when I was bound, I had no weapon, so I'm still barefisted. I just want to know that, so I'm not actually holding a broadsword.
Oh, okay. Well, you're infighting. This thing is like snapping at you. Gregor, what do you do? Because you don't have. You're not like, oh shit, the fiddler's running away. You can like immediately act. What do you do?
Okay. So this thing is bearing down on the Legionnaire, trying to snap at them. Is that?
Well, there's chaos all around.
Okay.
Like there's other beasts and other undead that you don't know who they are.
Right.
And there's
Who
you
appears to
can make
be?
out Sivna's silhouette on the on the little hill there.
Okay. Who appears to be in the most immediate danger? That I can get to.
Okay, you study the runes, I think.
All right.
I don't know who's like.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, sorry.
You take a moment to survey the tactical situation.
Yeah.
That's what. Like,
I got to 7. So I guess this is a variation on what is about to happen.
yes, and mark radiance.
Yes. Oh, I made it. I hit 5.
Cool. Do you know what you're taking?
No idea.
All right. Nothing at
But
this
it looks
moment,
cool.
then. Yeah. What is about to happen? Like you survey, like you do the quick scan of the battlefield. Yeah, the Legionnaire is like infighting with one of the beasts. Do you
Okay.
need to worry about that? Who knows, right? Like Brethra and the others are like they're charged. Like they followed you, but
Yeah.
they've been haunted by those screams. Most of the undead fall to like are prone to be paralyzed upon those screams.
Yeah.
Sivna has like 2 companions, and they are moving like a fighting unit that knows how to defend and act on a battlefield.
Okay.
And I think the last image is you see like over there. There's like one fallen undead that's being devoured by one of these things.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Sorry, there's a sudden technical issue.
Oh.
My apologies. Someone is trying to Skype me, and I turned it off. Sorry, please. Sorry. There's a fallen undead who's being.
There's a fallen undead, and there's like one of those creatures, and it looks like at first you think, what did it like? Did it like is it like choking on the undead that it's been eating, and then it's like it belches out like slimy white little maggoty forms, which you quickly realize are like just a little bit smaller than the ones that Brethra showed you when she pulled them from a bag.
Right. That's where these come from. Okay.
Yeah, they just eat other undead, and then they vomit up their new offspring.
All right. So that's I think that the partially eaten undead is probably a goner, but these things need to be contained. So yeah, what I'm gonna do then is holding up my blade as I'm moving toward this thing. I'm gonna move toward that one, pretty much, and start. As I move, I'm going to try to cast another spell, if I may.
What spell?
Where this is.
So tell me what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Basically, drawing up my sword and sort of humming as I move my. So I just move my fingers across its back surface. My gauntlet hand, as the little stars will appear above it, and what I'm attempting to do is magic weapon.
Okay.
And so
don't roll yet.
Righto.
Legionnaire, what are you doing?
I'm still tangled to this thing, right? Am I muted? I hope I'm muted. Am I still muted?
Nope, you're good.
No.
Okay, good.
So
I'm tangling with this thing. So I don't have my weapon. So I'm going to grab its mouth and I'm going to pull its mouth open.
Nice.
Half that way.
That's going to be a hack and slash. And Sivna?
How many of them are there still? So there's the one on Legionnaire.
Yeah, that's like your folks are around you, are still busy. There's like a couple more.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Here's my question. So with my move Witch Darts, it says if I attach a piece of my target to a missile, they're within range. When I let it loose, it will always hit them. If these are the same thing, just different individuals of it, would that still work if I coated it in the blood of one and shot arrows at another one, or would that not work?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's more of a.
It's what you do.
Fictional positioning one.
Yeah.
Because if this thing is at my feet, then I'm going to take an arrow and bury it up to its shaft, or pull out the arrows that are already soaked in blood and fire it at, or soaked in whatever kind of tissue that this thing is made of, and fire it at the next ones. Just to see. And
what are you trying to achieve in this situation here with you? Because it's not just you, because you've got Alva and Klein with you, right?
Yeah.
And they're acting in concert to whatever you want to do.
I'm just trying to stop these things from eating my people, because I don't want them to die again. Okay. I'll just hit Witch Dart so people can see what it is. So if I do this, then I can't miss on a roll. So it's just, I basically just roll damage, right?
Yeah, well, depends, right? Because what you're actually describing to me, what you're trying to achieve, sounds more like a defend.
Oh, you're right. It is, yeah, because I'm trying to stop these people. Yeah, location under attack. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you're rolling defend, and Jim, you're doing your spell.
Yeah, as I'm moving forward, I'm casting that.
Yeah, get those 2 other rolls down, and then we'll see where we end up here.
Right.
One.
Okay.
First, Legionnaire, you can do your damage to this thing.
Thank you. 3 points of damage.
Yeah. Like I think you're you're in the struggle and you're pulling it apart, and you're and I think it just snaps back from you. Are you like following up on it?
Yep, I gotta take it out, so I don't have time to rush it, grab it again, and continue ripping. So I'm gonna try and slam my fist into it while holding its head underwater.
Yep. That makes sense. Go at it again.
Come on, don't fail me now, dice. Close enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, you get into the infighting with it. Do your damage and do it's 2d6 and the better one. It's what it does at you.
Oh,
that's a 5.
Sucks. So
what did you? Yeah,
I'm chasing after it. I'm just like grabbing it to try and just keep at it while it's striking back at me.
Gregor, what are you picking?
Yes, so because of the way that I was going to flavor this the effect happening, and also because it seems that it's my brand, you draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot. And so what I'm imagining is that I'm trying to bring flame of my own to this thing that was previously burning red, and so now I pull it off, and it now burns with a blue fire that can be seen all around as I'm charging forward with it.
and you had like the one that was like already belching stuff up. Do your damage against it.
Ah, excellent. So just do damage, or do I need to hack it? Awesome.
No.
I will do my damage.
And Sivna, I think what makes sense here, if you want to spend that 1 hold on well, first of all, I think your 9 means you establish like an ordered defense around the top of that hill. I think more and more of the other undead are like pulled inside in that like defensive ring that you've established with the other 2.
Yeah.
That's definitely helpful. And then you see like you suddenly see like blue light emanating and Gregor like hacking with like a magic weapon into this thing. Did you roll?
Yeah. I think if it's possible.
Yeah, that kills it. Gregor. But Gregor has like pulled the intention of most of the others onto it, and then there's this thing, like there's this huge hunk of armor that's like chasing one away from the battlefield. Like it's trying to get away, but the Legionnaire is not letting go of it, pulling it back in, punching it.
I think I'm gonna do, now that I've defended everyone. Well, we've got more of a solid defense going on with the 3 of us standing kind of as this bulwark against the attackers. It makes sense that whoever attacks next would get +1 forward against them. I'm gonna give that to Gregor, I believe.
Yeah.
Just because he's in a bit of a spot because he's drawing all the ones to him.
Yeah. Yeah, Gregor, you're like definitely being rushed by 4 of them now.
All right, bring it on.
Let's see those hack and slashes from the Legionnaire and from Gregor.
Oh.
So that's yeah, I think this is and you get to describe that, Gregor. You can roll your damage,
Okay.
but also roll 2d6, and the better of those.
All right.
Plus the better, yeah, and the better of those plus 3, right? That's the damage that they do.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's it's gonna be 8 on me.
Yeah, but you kill 2 of them.
Excellent. So I just basically, as these things are coming, I swing around, turning away from the one that just was vomiting up little ones as they come up. I bring the blade down and under as one sort of leaping, and I just sort of cut it through the midsection as it's coming on me and hurl it off to the side. Continue the swing. Yeah, it just sort of splits. It's a Kurosawa moment. So we just sort of turn, and as one's coming up toward my leg, and I turn the blade over and shove it down into it as it just catches on fire. And as I'm pulling it out, I'm a little too slow for the third one that broadsides me, that gets me at the right, and I'm sort of pull, and I'm kind of trying to grab on. I'm dragged back as it's charging with me partially in its teeth.
And like they rip at you, and then there's like another one of those screams, but much shorter this time. Like they let off you with like their, I think one of them like definitely has an undead in its between its teeth. They found some prey this time, and they're pulling back. Except I don't know what the one that the Legionnaire is on. Are you like letting it get away, or are you?
Is it just escaping? Is it leaving the building? Is it leaving the area?
Yeah, like all of them. They're like a pack of wolves that have.
If it's just leaving, I'll let it go, and I'll turn back towards the rest of the guys.
Yeah, and you see like the other ones are leaving as well, and
wait. So that means everything's over then, right?
Yeah, they're never gonna come back. Of course not.
That'll be for later. I'll rejoin everyone back where we were.
Did Brethren not say there was like one really big one that was dispensing these things, or is that just in my imagination?
Who
knows? Who
knows?
knows?
That will come to it.
Yeah.
I mean, they just eat undead and then vomit out more of themselves.
Yes. No, that surely won't become a problem.
Piece of cake. We'll deal it when the time comes. Be fine.
For the vomit that they have, like the one that did vomit, can like Sivna goes over and like stomps.
Yeah. Yes, you can do so.
Gotta go around stabbing the little ones. Yes.
What's this like? I mean, you recognize Gregor, right? And I think you might also you do recognize the Legionnaire, right? But there's also like more warriors with them, which you do not know.
Yeah, and I don't think I would, because
No, you wouldn't know the order. Yeah.
Is Sivna also with someone who is obviously Klain? I can't remember if Klain is still hanging around.
You never saw Klain.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, I don't know if I would know Klain on sight or not.
I'm with a man and I'm with a woman, and they look both like they're really good at fighting.
I think I don't remember what Klain is supposed to look like according to the lore, so I'm just going to cautiously just looking at the from and this is somewhere where it'd be useful if Auden were here, because then she might actually react to the person that had slain them. But assuming that there's something going on where they can't see this happening, I'm just going to sort of look around and say, "You have, well, we have found you. It seems, and it seems more than more than we have."
You're going to have to be more specific as to what you're saying.
We heard that there was an altercation at the tomb, and that you or someone with you then slew the Lady Auden before leaving.
I believe that was an unfortunate altercation. My companion here, he in the confusion of his waking, I believe, slew Lady Auden, but I was able to snap him out of his delusion.
And Klain does the the warrior salute with he raises the sword. Without giving off any kind of expression of remorse or being reprimanded or anything. Just.
But if you have returned, then Auden, I saw you
well. Yes.
disappear. Okay.
Not yet.
You look familiar.
Perhaps it is customary for one such as yourselves to ignore people who come to help, but I did not take that quite nicely. I have returned, Keybearer. My debt to you is not paid yet.
You are the one from the manor, then.
The one they call Legionnaire.
And I am Sivna.
We are glad to have a name to a face, for we do not know if we have one ourselves.
You are quite made of armor. Are you aware of your current state?
We are aware that we are many within one. We are aware that we are one of many. We are aware that we're in a blasted, wretched land. We are aware that we are surrounded by people we have to call companions, or we will all perish, and we may not return.
Good.
What more is there to know?
I have remembered. Not everything, but enough. You were wrong, as I knew, Gregor. I'm not any holy person. I am no divine figure. I was I was a fool in many ways.
What are they talking about? This Brethra who's joining your side, Gregor. You say this is Sivna?
This is. And as I said, they had perhaps lost some.
I haven't
memories
lost
of
anything.
themselves.
If anything, I've gained much more in this short time.
I understand that you do not believe yourself to be a holy figure. But I should also point out that that is not something we get to choose for ourselves. It is perhaps not even a thing that happened in your lifetime.
The holiest thing that ever happened to me was when I took the life of another person. That's as close to any god as I ever got.
Sometimes it is hard to see.
You say that? You say that to me as you speak of this madness? I think you are the one who's blind, Gregor. You and your whole order. You're completely deluded.
I am deluded.
Yes.
You who have joined with your opposite number, I say, looking over at Klain.
Klain and I were partners together. We served to protect a young girl. She was our ward. We were her guardians.
They speak the words, they carry the names, but look at this wretched creature. How could that be Sivna?
Be
Gregor.
careful who you call wretched. We're all in the same state here. Outwards appearances don't matter.
That much is true. The appearance does not. As I said, many do not realize their potential until the time comes. This child you are guarding, do you recall who they were?
I know she was important. I know that.
Do you know what happened to them?
Sivna, does as much as their face will allow them to, screw up in thought. And they think for a moment and they say, that is not one of the things I was able to remember.
These things.
Klain?
Yes.
Our ward. You said we should have killed her, correct?
We should have.
Why do you say such?
I want to say because we were not deserving, or her coming back at all was not right.
Coming back?
Yes. This is what I want to say. I have no explanation. She was a child that wasn't a child.
Where's the thing? The thing should be
She
right
was
here.
too powerful for us in many ways. There's only so much that we could do. Do you remember what happened to her in the end?
Because I died.
I remember those final battles, but she's not there in my memory. And I know it is full of holes.
It seems that the end has plagued us all in different ways. Perhaps we should just simply continue to seek truth where it can be found at this point. Do what we must.
Are you suggesting what you wanted the last time we really spoke? The obsidian throne.
Ah. Now, the Legionnaire says that they have defeated the one who was there, the queen. The Dark Queen.
At least so they claim.
You say that she has been defeated. I do not know who she is, and yet I saw you defeated. And here you stand before me, and I saw the Legionnaire fall deep into a chasm that no one should be able to climb out of.
Oh, indeed.
And yet they are here.
That is why I think that this should still... I do think this should be verified. For regardless, I am still... it is still my path to restore... well, actually, no. What is it? Hang on, I gotta read my quest again. Sorry. No, what is my quest?
What am I doing?
What am I doing with myself? I wrote it down. I know I did.
Your quest is to seek the Holy Grail.
That's right. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. So I'm sorry. My notes are horrible. But that's my notes are a horrible spider web on an index card. Unvevering der to thrown in to mag. Okay, no, that's invulnerability. The thing. No, to just basically go in there and just to make sure that the pretender to the throne is defeated. I'll say that. To make sure that the pretender to that throne is defeated. So, I believe that I should make sure of that. I actually, looking...
the infant must be sat on that throne.
Yes.
Not that.
No one should be sat on that throne. In my days, it was a throne that killed everyone that I loved. It was legions of organized soldiers who struck down innocent villages in the name of order and in the name of justice. No one should stand or sit on the throne and stand in front of people and decide for them how they should live their lives.
So you're remembering the obsidian throne?
Yes, the obsidian. Yeah, the obsidian throne, as Sivna remembers it, I think, is the force that was behind that they fought against in their day. Let's roll this. 7, mark 1 memory.
God, it was so nice to mark things.
Yeah. And I'm going to choose that my recollection is incomplete. may have been a very long time ago, but if I've learned anything since I've awoken, is that although things have changed, they haven't. So I cannot abide by any ruler.
Yeah.
I will accept that this creature may certainly think they are Sivna.
Call me creature one more time.
And who is this band of yours? And Brother points around to the others.
This band?
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? That is a very good question. I am unable to shake who I was when I was alive. And no matter what I do, people will follow me because it is what I'm good at doing, is leading people.
We wish to speak.
You wish to speak? Yes. Then speak.
We have heard the complaints and the confusions and everything else that's going around. We do not know why we're still here, but we are starting to come up with some kind of theory as to what it is that's happening. Perhaps you shouldn't have to take the throne. Perhaps you should help these people. Perhaps all of this would happen. Or perhaps we should all go to see for ourselves what truly happened to the throne. Let's prove once and for all who you really are by traveling to the place where you're supposed to be and see the actual remnants of what was left behind. If there was a legion that fought for that, then we must have been there too, and we also wish for answers. If there was not, then we can all go upon our merry way and you continue your dreams. Either way, answers will be made if we were to travel to this obsidian throne, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Then let us do that. I may have been there before. I cannot recall it. But we shall lead the way.
My friend, I wish I could remember your name, because I think I miss you.
Unfortunately, we cannot say the same, but we do not know why.
Understood. Well then, a bit of aid instead. And actually seeing that someone is... I think everyone's... I think the Legionnaire has been injured, yes?
I'm so hurt! Oh my god!
I would like to lay on hands, if I may. You come forward and at least sort of see where the and in part, as I haven't had as good a look, it's partially also to see if I can recognize and figure out who this is. But then also I'm reaching forward with I actually take off a gauntlet, and so you see it's a hand. It looks like a human hand, just very pale.
Oh, okay. You don't like Sif now, where you're like
no. I don't have one of those messy body things. No, but it's there is this sort of a miasma sort of around it. But I will reach forward and touch you if you permit it. And
yeah, we won't stop you. Go on.
And the blue light will come out and attempt to lay on hands. And that means I become more experienced. And
there's nothing
you don't... now. It's fine.
So here's what happens. First of all, you're doing that, and it has that effect, and then it's and Brethra is kind of watching what Sivna's reaction is to the Legionnaire's suggestion here. Watching closely. Like the Legionnaire suggests, well, then let's right? Your suggestion was, let's all just go.
Let's just go
to the obsidian throne and check out what's what.
What's up? We're just gonna rock up and they'll be like, "What up?" And I'm just waiting to see what Sid has to say about that.
And you want to say something about that, or how you're responding to that, or is Sivna in thought?
Sivna says, I will go to the throne and I will discern what is going on there, but rest assured, no one shall sit on it ever again.
And Brethra is like, you do not simply walk into Oblivion Castle. and Klein takes this like as she takes a step forward, Klein like raises his sword and like puts it at Brethra's throat. One more step, and your head won't ever be attached to your shoulders again.
I don't stop him.
And you see, we saw this before, right? And Brethra is like immediately still, because the sword that Klein has is carrying, like there's like whisk of smoke coming off of where it touches her apparently undead flesh in the gap between her helmet and her chest armor, and it's like sizzling, and she's like not moving back.
I will say this once as a courtesy, Klein, I say as I'm putting my gauntlet back on. We have no reason to kill each other yet, for that is still in the future. For now, stand down. And I would like to use I am the law.
Sounds like that.
Out of character, I don't know. Out of character, I don't know to like sit and be like, "Yeah, man, your people crazy."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
No.
Come on, man.
And as I
Pretty much.
And as I say it again, the voice is reverberating, and the symbol on my chest is glowing a bit to indicate that I am in fact saying this as a representative of the Eidolon. Okay. So, there you go.
They choose one.
Yep.
Yes. Klein Klein pushes Brethra back with one hand to give himself the room to take the sword and swing it around and put it against you. How do you react? Do you like defend? Do you?
Well,
what do you go for?
I'm actually not concerned because I don't have flesh for him to slice open with that. However, so when you say put it against me, do you mean it's like just moving around to put it at my throat, or to?
Yes, and like one smooth motion, he pushes Brethra back so that she stumbles back a couple of paces, and then whirls around and puts the point of the sword like here at your throat here, unless you're like doing some other move.
Okay, I think if it looks like it's see, there's always a subtle difference between I'm making a point blade move and I am attacking you blade move. It kind of depends on which one of those it seems to me that is. that Klein is doing.
It's making a point, but having you at a point as well.
Yes.
As this happens, because he snarls.
My blade is out, but I don't move, and I just sort of
give one more command, you of the Fourth Order.
I just sort of look down, and my blade is out as this, and I say, "Very well. Come at me." And I'm going to use I am the law again.
Can I do something here?
Wait, what do you...
Can I say something? I don't have any like good moves for this.
I do, but like I have to.
Sivna, they're not gonna like. I think Klein is reacting about appropriately to what's going on, but at the same time, like, let's not kill each other. Can we not do that? I think I'm going to put myself between these two and say, you're acting like children.
Okay, that's a defy danger charisma.
That's my worst stat. Love it.
Just roll 2 6s, problem solved.
Yeah, no.
I think, yeah, you're moving forward and positioning yourself between the two, right? And Klein was about to attack, like properly attack Gregor, right? Mm-hmm. As like Breather and her people like all pull weapons and all your side pull weapons.
Yep.
And get back. These are the ones who gave us our... I remember. These are the ones who demanded that service of us to bring them the child that should have never been born again.
What do you mean?
He means, and this is Alva, who kind of like steps in from out of the background. It means they are the ones, or their masters were at least, who forced fate to reincarnate her, to bring her back, to bring back the Seraph.
So that's who she was? The girl?
Yes. That's who she was, Zivna.
I look to Brethra and I look to Gregor. And I say, I think we are done here for the time being. Legionnaire, you say you owe me a debt? I will not hold you to it. It's your choice of who you want to follow. But rest assured, Gregor, you and your order, you are foolish, you are misguided, and you might have connections to something divine, but it is not any divinity that I recognize. And at this time, I will not attack you. But I will not be so lenient in the future.
These are fools, brother. They're fools. Right now, there might be more than us here. But shows how much more foolish they are if they are going to let us go in this situation.
They are not fools. They merely do not seem to fully grasp their importance.
I think I fully grasp my importance. I'm not important to any sort of divine actions. I'm important to these people, and I will figure out a way to fix things so that we can all spend our debts in peace instead of in this unholy, wretched state that we're stuck in.
For now, it seems to me that is reasonable.
We are not friends.
We're not.
I did not assume such.
And Brethra lays a hand on your shoulder, Gregor, to motion you to come. We back away. At this point,
how close is Gregor and Sivna to me?
I don't know. You two decide.
Because this arrangement is fine, but it doesn't get us what we want, which is truth about the Obsidian Throne and a rematch of the Mother of War. So,
here's the thing: we're close to each other because obviously I stepped in between the two of them.
Everyone is a leap and a half away. So you're not in immediate danger to be struck down by a sword swing, right?
So
but both sides are poised to actually get at each other, and Brethra is being okay, no, let's step away from this, as they're as Sivna's doing kind of similar, at least on a.
So we'll go. We wish to speak one more time.
You may speak.
It seems that both parties that are heads and your leaders, being the two of you, are being influenced by the people around you and by the words they say and the actions that those people have done. We may not have the same memories as the one that you call Gregor has, nor the one that you call Sivna has, but we remember you both. So, as I said, I'm walking towards them saying this, we shall make the decision for you. I'm going to try and grab them both, and I'm going to run. That's the plan. I'm going to grab them, shield them from any attacks, and I'm going to bolt full speed away from everyone else.
All right. So
because
here's what I want to know.
With these people, they're not the people that I know they aren't going to come out. I need to get them away so they know who they truly are.
Oh my god!
They just started. Gregor hasn't, so I need to split them up so they know what's up. And this is the only way that the Legionnaire can think in the straightforward way that will involve the least amount of bloodshed. If he grabs them both and he runs.
So here's a question: is Sivna and Gregor, are you poised to let yourself be picked up, or let's say it this way, it's too surprising, or do you want to interfere?
I'm okay with it happening.
Narratively, Jim is okay with it happening. If Gregor saw it coming, he would probably resist. But I suspect he's entirely focused on. Well, I mean, the Legionnaire was speaking, but he's probably not expecting the Legionnaire to do that.
Yeah, but everybody's poised to fight potentially.
Yeah, that's a problem. So
I am willing to take what they can dish out to stop me as I grab them.
What I'm asking here is is Gregor, are you rolling to interfere?
That's an excellent question. Yeah, I mean, if Gregor sees this coming, then you probably yeah, I'm just gonna go defensive, I think.
I think that's fair.
And just being sort of we're standing down, for goodness sake. Does that defend, do we think, or does defend involve other people? No, that's
no. The question here is: are you interfering with what the Legionnaire is doing?
Aid or interfere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am going to. I'm going to interfere because this is. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine for us to go our separate ways. So, I shall do aid or interfere. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nope.
Brother! Oh, thanks for helping me jump, man. I really appreciate it. It's fine. I too will roll Snake Eyes at some point. It's fine. Oh, I already have. Okay, good. Maybe I'm. Yo, Rachel, you're due another Snake Eyes soon.
No, I already rolled my Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah, we're down for Snake Eyes. Oh snap! That means that it's my turn again. No.
Yeah. When did I roll Snake Eyes? Yeah, it was when. Yeah, it was on an attack roll.
You shall pass the snake's eyes around so that all may have.
It's my turn for Snake Eyes. Oh no. Yeah, so I'm doing this, I guess.
Yeah, it's a defy danger strength. You're getting +1 because Gregor rolled so badly. So whatever Gregor's doing is actually helping you.
I'll take the +1 because I desperately need it. Wait, I need to actually add it. I can't. It doesn't let me do it manually.
You can just put it +1 forward, right at the top of your character sheet.
Thanks. Come on, defy danger. Don't fail. Don't you dare give me that Snake Eyes now. I swear.
Oh no!
Denied again. Oh, sorry guys. I thought I could save the day. I guess I couldn't. I tried.
Right. So here's what happens. Legionnaire, you, in the middle of your speech, you suddenly bold, which has like a immediate response from like both Klein and from Brethra, but Gregor goes for like a weird motion that and steps in front of Brethra, and you kind of miss him grabbing onto him as
hold up a second.
Nope, I'm not holding up, but you do grab Sivna because they're pretty lightweight. They're like and I have like half a feeling here. Yes.
Okay.
And I have half a feeling here where that Sivna was like half expecting this or something like this to happen. You want to add to that, or?
To like, I can't do anything to make it a success.
No.
Actually, it's guys. It is a success. If you look at it, I pushed a -1 forward, not a +1 forward, like I'm an idiot.
But then it's still just a 6.
It's still 6. It's 7 because they gave me a -1, not a +1, because I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's a difference of 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So I actually succeeded with what's called with penalty.
Okay.
So carry on your definition. Just that.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Then here's my choice for you.
Do I die again? I die again, don't I?
No, it's either you pick up me or you pick up Gregor, right?
No, you're not picking up Gregor. Your choice is either you have a thorough, either you don't get away, but Sivna reveals something meaningful to you, or you do get away, but it's in a completely unexpected manner. But
I am definitely taking unexpected manner. Let's go.
Okay. You take Sivna. I don't know what this looks like. Maybe Sivna, you actually like grabbing hold of them as well.
I think they scoop me up by their arm, and I'm just like, well, this might as well happen.
And we see like the Legionnaire take another step, and then a step, and both of them are swallowed up by the swamp.
Before
in an instant.
That happens, I think I yell out and I say, Alva, don't let it come to blows.
Nice. And this is where we cut.
It's like, don't let it come to blah, 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 blah.
So, good news. I managed to get Sivna out, but I must have failed to grab Gregor, because he sucks. But we're good.
Yeah, you're all separated again.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I am not taking credit for that. Whose fault was that? Don't sit there and be like, oh, guys.
Okay, well, first of all, it's Eric's fault.
Yes.
For these dice rolls.
First up, roll 20. You need to fix your dice rolling. Secondly, clearly, I'm the only one who tried to keep us all together, even if it was a crazy move. I am not taking the blame for this. Gregor, I tried to get you. We're gonna go pick up Arduin. You have to find your way to us yourself, okay? I can't help you. I'm sorry. I couldn't grab you. But that's how it is. I am not taking the hit for this one. I'm sorry.
Well...
Anyway, there's going to be PvP next session because I'm going to smack Legionnaire.
I'm just going to take it. I was like, bam, bam, bam. Yep, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah.
We're still stuck.
I can't do any damage, probably.
If only I could have grabbed Gregor. They would have all been trapped together. And it would have been perfect. And then we'll go pick up Andu and we'll be out of here.
Yeah.
Auden
would have been stuck. That's the...
I don't know.
Are we going to be like way back at the last refresh point?
No, she was
with us. But, yeah.
Oh, fair dues. Awesome, right? Then we're just going to pick it up. I'm fine. All right, Gregor, bring Audwin with you, and then we'll put the party back together again. We got this.
I don't think we're a party.
Yeah.
I make that.
We are going to be a party until I get to that obsidian throne. All right? I will make you all come with me. If I have to drag you kicking and screaming.
Hey, next time I see Gregor, it's on site. Unless you can convince me otherwise.
I'm going I have a reason to convince you otherwise, which is going to be you may remember what happened, but Gregor doesn't.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't take an army of NPCs with you to the throne. Why do you have to go there alone?
Because I have to pick one. You made it literally be pick one army to go. And I'm like, well, the whole people. Besides, I'm an army in itself. Let's do this.
Well, Legionnaire is an army of one.
Also, they're going to have to work together to come after us anyway. So, yeah, it all works out.
We'll see how that goes.
That was the plan, was that I kidnap both of you. So the armies are like, shit, we got to go after them. But if we don't work together, we're never going to get there. So that's
my army will come after me, hopefully. See? But
we'll see how this goes. Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
I love that though. Yeah. Also, yeah. Thank you, for letting me like swallow you by the swamp again. That was
It's fine. It's fine. As long as it's somewhere else that is cool that we can check out and explore, I'm okay with it. So I'm not stuck in the middle of two mom and dad fighting, going, mom and dad are going to fight and then separate, aren't they? Yeah, and they're separated. Great. I just found these people and they're already fighting. Oh my God. I have an obsidian throne to find, people. Come on.
So, who has a bond they would say it has been resolved today?
I have to resolve my bond with Gregor. It's on site. It's just what it's going to say.
It's on site.
So that's an XP for Sivna.
I'll rewrite it.
I'm
going to rewrite it. I think I'm going to rewrite it to Gregor and his order. Are not only deluded, but their delusion is dangerous. I will put an end
to the infant.
No.
Okay. Because they want to put their weird infant in an egg on the throne.
And I don't. I will put an end. I'll put an end to him and his order.
Nice.
Him and his ideals.
Well, folks, this is going to be interesting.
And I'd also like to resolve my bond with the Legionnaire. And I would like to say that, well, what I was going to say was like the Legionnaire believes that they owe me a debt and something about that, but now it's something else. Yeah, well, I'll have to think about Legionnaire.
You can think about what it is, but if you want to resolve it, that's cool.
Oh, well, it's that Sivna's pissed at them. Very upset. Mad.
How about Gregor? Do you have any bonds?
Why, yes. My bond with Sivna, I think, needs to be dealt with here. It is forgotten their place in the Celestial Order. I'll help them realize their potential. I think Gregor now thinks that he has failed at this utterly, and that I'm not sure exactly what I want to replace it with yet, because it's like my instinct is, okay, leave them alone and let them figure themselves out, because that on site. But I know that doesn't work well as a bond necessarily. I will leave this other PC alone, so I'll have to figure out what to replace it with. But yeah, I think that's out the window, definitely.
You could also make it in part about their followers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sivna's followers. That's a thing. I'm gonna have to think about that.
They are an imminent problem for you probably next session. I somehow feel that's going to be the case. Yeah, so that's I need to think about that. You don't have to. You can think about how you want to formulate that. How about the Legionnaire?
Well, you see, the problem, right, is that I actually followed both my goals and my drive.
Well, drive is the next thing. Yeah.
Because you see, with Sivna, they still seem to believe that the world is today as it was the days before the end. We will educate them the truth of the new world.
Good. I don't think you have resolved that.
It's not resolved, but I'm following it. I'm like, no, not today. We just saw how it's done.
Yeah.
With Gregor, he and I shared a bloodline the days before we end. We choose me that bond still matters, and it does matter to us. That's why we try to get him out of the situation, because we care what Gregor thinks. And we want to show Sivna how the world works now. Yeah. So I basically looked at my bonds and went, I would grab these people and get them the fuck out of there. I haven't resolved them. They're still there. But when they're resolved, I'll let you know.
Yeah. But you followed your drive, you said. What's your drive?
But that's what drives. My drive is dramatically ignore president's tradition and history.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did that.
Take an XP for that.
Woo!
How about Gregor? What's your drive?
Destroy something corrupted by the fall. I feel as though that was a thing that was done.
The weird.
Yeah, you killed those
big
screaming centaurs. Yeah. And Sivna?
Mine was discover a truth of the world before the fall. I'm considering, is it possible for me to change my drive? Because I think...
Yes. If you want to, if it changes fictionally, then you should, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of this last week, but I didn't know. But I want to write my own drive. Because it's quite like what I want to say. But I want to say, like, I'm going to
write your own
find the source of the corruption and end it so that everyone can just be dead, and that's normal. I just want things to be back the way they were. Whatever.
Okay. We might have to work a little bit about.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to make it sound cool and spooky. But I do think, like, discover a
your
truth.
drive is to end it all.
Yeah. Or I guess it'd be something like create something like new, or like restore something tarnished and damaged is what I'm saying. Or because I just want people to be people again and not have to be dead undead.
Okay.
And I also just want to be dead. So it's like, come on.
That's okay.
I'm alive again. Can I just be dead? Can I just be dead for 10 minutes?
Trust me, dying is really boring. Don't do it.
You've done it twice, so.
I've done it twice. Also, I've done it with a lot of people twice. It's really boring. You get tired of it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I think the point is more not the dying part; it's the staying dead part.
Yeah, I want to die and stay dead.
Can I just like sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have our group questions. Did we destroy something corrupt and dangerous?
Yeah, my sanity.
Yeah. We fought the screaming centaurs.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's 1 XP for everyone.
Woohoo.
Did we take, liberate, or create a powerful or useful treasure?
Nope.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Did we learn something important about the world before the fall?
Yes.
What?
And what is that?
I mean, did anyone not pay attention to the last 20 minutes of chat? The baby, the 2 people fighting, did nobody see all of that? That was used to Legendary. Legion was like, oh, this is interesting. Ooh.
I think we did remember at least. That there was a confirmation for. This is just personally from a character perspective, right? I think there was a confirmation that
the Obsidian Throne was my enemy,
and the guardianship.
Guardian and yeah, that's what I'm saying is that Klain and Sivna were both guardians of this thing and we took the child from them apparently. So, or our order did long before us. But yeah, so I think we discovered that. I think that's important.
Well, if you say it is, I'll make it important. Yeah, no, it's important. I think.
Oh, rude.
No, yeah, that's another XP for everyone. Did we take a step toward building a new world in the ruins?
No.
I think we did the opposite of that.
Yeah,
we were going to and have 2 factions fighting again, and I was like, not today.
Well,
we were going to, and then what was it that they said? Oh, the Seraph thing, and I was like, are you serious? These guys did that? Anyways, fuck you.
Yo, Sivna, I have a theory about what's actually happening, and
and
if I'm right, it's so good. It's gonna be so good to watch both your faces when the reveal is done. I'm gonna be like, I figured it out way earlier. So smart, so smart.
Oh my god.
Better write it down. Yeah.
I'll write down somewhere else.
So much for your recollections incomplete. The GM will later reveal a critical truth that you didn't recall. Right.
I've leveled up again.
Good.
Yeah, I've
so just
also
need to rest.
I can finally join you guys from failing so badly.
Yeah.
16 XP.
Oh man, my con is going up because I'm still sick. I hate the swamp. Do I stop being sick when I leave the swamp?
Well, we'll see where you end up next time.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I have no idea where I'm going.
Where you have been swallowed to.
Oh, when you healed me, how much did you heal me for?
No, we failed the heal.
I failed.
Oh,
that never happened.
Yeah, I tried to, and then the
situation escalated.
Yeah.
First, you don't heal me. Then you try to threaten some guy to cut his head off for no reason, and then the whole team is separated. Then I have to keep the team together. Oh.
Hey, I didn't threaten anybody. I got threatened the whole time.
You definitely said come at me to claim.
Yeah, that was come at me, bro.
That wasn't a threat. That was a promise.
Oh my god. I have never seen a more raggedy ragtag group of adventurers in my life. I don't know how you're doing this. I don't know how you're able to run this, but I am not having another session where I miss out on half the fun and I fight a monster by myself. We are going to fight all the monsters together from now on. You understand? all of them. I'm tired of single-handedly taking down all the bad guys. What you guys babble about like and shit.
Hey, I killed 2 things. I did full damage twice.
Fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Sivna is good at one thing. That's killing.
You're like, I can't wait to get you like, so Sivna, could you like not kill me? Okay, I'm gonna go home. I told you, Miss Steven Universe, right? I told you.
I do like that the Legionnaire feels like responsibility for everyone.
Well, it's part of my backstory. Remember that I had that.
What do you mean? The backstory is Legionnaire, biggest dad around.
No, but remember my backstory is that I'm a whole bunch of people who keep fighting with each other.
Yeah.
And I'm just conglomerating multiple people who are dying in a war that's endless.
Yes.
So naturally, when I see that's about to happen, I'm like, well, I gotta stop this. This is gonna make more of me. I don't want that.
Should probably do introduction.
Are we there yet?
I think we're there. I had to rant a little bit, but we're there.
Are we good? Is everyone okay?
We're good.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
Are we? All right. No, that was great. No, I loved that whole thing. I am excited to see where this goes because it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. No, I know definitely Gregor doesn't want to fight at this point, but is going to if the need arises. So we'll see how this goes. Thank you folks very much for watching. We're going to go back around and ask folks again any final impressions they want to give. Although we've been doing a lot of that already, so we may be good. And then just tell us where folks can find you, anything going on, what have you, and. I'm going to start. We'll start this time with our GM, Mathias.
Oh yeah, everyone. You can find me at MTHSBLGR. I'm really sorry. This always happens in my Powered by the Apocalypse games that people don't stay together. So, right. Some always says there's a move, separate them.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how it happens.
You can find me tomorrow. I'll be on Pro Restarter's channel where I'll run our finale of Mouseguard. And then again on his channel on Tuesday for Apocalypse World. And probably more stuff to announce soon. But this has been a blast again. I love this game. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
This is great. And also, everyone, as you're going, feel free to put your any links you want to in the chat as we're doing our outros, so that if you want to do that, and we move on to Rachel.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. You can find me on Twitter at @r_omulus. Every Tuesday, well, not every Tuesday. This coming week is our finale of Urban Shadows on _the_table here on Twitch. You can tune in for that. That is at, well, I know what time it is, my time. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also find me every other Thursday on Phantom Roll Booth playing Ballad of the Garbage People, which is a Star Wars game. That's fun. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can find me here. And also, I do a podcast with my friends called Hero Talkademia, where we talk about the popular anime My Hero Academia. We just released our first episode. You can find the link to that on our Twitter at Talkademia. And any updates from there will be through there too. So cool. That's everything, I think. Yeah.
Excellent. And Lloyd.
Hi, I'm Lloyd. I'm just a guy on the internet. Don't mind me at all. Nice to meet you all and see you guys later. Bye.
Well, it's just this guy, you know. Well, folks, this has been great. Thank you very much for watching. As for me, I'm Jim Ryan. This is my channel. And on Tuesday night, I too will be playing in the finale for Urban Shadows. If you would like to see another character that I play that makes horrible decisions and draws unnecessary attention to himself, go look at that, because my character's been
just get killed,
yeah.
Right?
My character's been marked for death since like the first episode, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Three more hours or something like that are left, right, on that clock.
Thereabouts. So something like 2 to 4 hours, depending on how it goes, and or before. Well, depending if that's right. It was like a 4 hours from now. Frank Riley.
4 hours
from whenever that message was sent.
Yeah.
So yeah, not long now.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Because I make terrible decisions because I have absolutely no grasp of reality. So we'll see how these things go. But then on this channel on Friday afternoons and Saturday mornings, I do video games. And then once again, this is every other week. But yes, on Sundays I do one shots. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing My Life with Master, which is a game set in the sort of traditional early 1800s Central European town of undefined location, where someone has set up shop to do dangerous experiments, and their minions go out and do things for them, and the minions are the PCs, and we will see how that goes. We're getting. I've been talking to the folks all week about this, and we're getting very excited. So we're going to see how that goes. We get to be nice and maniacal tomorrow, so we will be doing that. So feel free to check that out if you are so inclined. I don't have any new signups right now necessarily. Still sort of working things out there.
Yet.
So not yet, but still working on January. It's going to be January's one shots are going to be world building stuff. So it's going to be Dawn of Worlds and the Quiet Year. I'm gonna do that on Sundays in January. So that's been announced, and I'll announce signups for that as soon as those are ready. When we head out, I am going to execute a raid on my friend Christiana's channel, Christiana Ellis, because she's doing right now a 24-hour stream for charity. She's doing her, it says here, Extra Life, which I thought was a couple of weeks ago, but I think maybe it's, whenever you want to do it. I don't know. But it says Extra Life on there, so it must be happening all the time, and we're going. And so, if you're interested in that, stick around for that after we go to the end card. But in the meantime, thank you, folks, so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.